Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Behind the Lens, where we speak to the fighters taking part in Combat Sports League 9, CSL 9. It's going to be one heck of a show. You do not want to miss this one. It's on the 2nd of November at the conference from. Doors open at 4 o'clock. You don't want to miss it, and you don't want to miss this one as well, because here we are speaking to Nomi Baig, who is in the main event, Mayhem in the Midlands, and this main event is going to be pure mayhem, pure bedlam, absolute barnstormer, because you've got Nomi Baig taking on Luke Dyson in a much heated, much coveted rematch. Everyone's going to be there. You do not want to miss this one. These are two middleweights. They had a fight a couple years ago. Nomi Baig stopped Luke Dyson in the 5th round. The Northern title that's on the line. These two middleweights are looking for that win. And here we are with Nomi Baig, who has a lot to say about this matter. But before we go into it, Nomi, how are you doing today, my friend?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very, very good. We see the nice background you've got there, unlike mine. I mean, I got a few bookshelves behind me, but
I know, man. I've just had to borrow someone's house for this. No, I'm only joking. It's a green screen.
No, of course. It's great to see you, though. It's great to speak to you as well. And let's get straight into it. So, how has training camp been for this fight? And for you guys out there that might not be aware, Nomi Baig hasn't been fighting for a couple of years now. So, this is a big, big fight for him, going straight into, I'd say, the deep end with Luke Dyson, who's been very active. So, Nomi, how has training camp been?
Believe it or not, Sani, I've just literally finished a session now, a private session. I've just finished now. I believe me personally, I've, from session to session, I've been performing better from when it first started to where I am right now. So, alhamdulillah, for me, everything's going good, man. You know, if they ask me to put some gloves on and fight tonight, I'd do it right now if I could. So,
that's fighting talk.
That's a bit of positive for you.
No, that's definitely. And I mean, your opponent himself, Luke Dyson, from what I've been seeing of him online, and I've been told as well, he's obviously had over 130 fights. He seems to fight every single week. Is not something of a concern for you, considering you've been quite inactive compared to him?
Not at all, Sani. The reason I say this is because, hats off to the guy. He's had over, I don't know how many he's had, about 50 to 60 fights since I fought him last. He's gone over the 100 mark now. So, he's been very active. Does he pose a threat to me? Not at all. Nothing. You've got to remember the fact I've been there in the ring with him. He's gave me his best shots. He's knocked out people with the shots he gave me repeatedly in rounds, and I still walk through them. So there's not much different he can do now. Regardless whether I've been out or not, it doesn't mean I've not been training. Of course, I've been active in my own ways.
No, of course. I mean, that's always good to hear as well. I mean, this is the main event at the end of the day, people. So they're both coming with a lot on the line. And obviously with this fight as well, being the rematch, what do you think you learned from that rematch, and what will you implement going into this rematch on 2nd of November?
Sani, looking back at the rematch, there was pretty much in every round I made mistakes. Something me and my coach have gone over a few times now. We've corrected them. I'm not going to say everything's to perfection. That's impossible. Would I perform better than what I did then? Of course I would. I asked for 7 rounds. If we were up to Luke Dyson, he'd want to stick to 3 or 4 rounds. I asked for 7 rounds myself. Because, I believe in 7 rounds, I can show off my ability a lot better than what I could do in 3 rounds.
No, of course. And I think from a wider kind of aspect, there's a title that's on the line. The Northern middleweight title is on the line. What would it mean for you and your family for you winning this title?
No, alhamdulillah, for me, it'd be a very big thing, man. Inshallah, I'm coming there to fight. I'm coming there to win. Now, I did say this the last time I spoke to him. I said, look, don't underestimate me. Like, I remember him at the last press conference picking the belt up. I don't know, he was hugging it or dancing with it. He was doing some kind of bullshit with it. But I let him, I said, look, it's the only time you're going to be that close to it, so do it. Again, I'll say the same thing. I don't even mind tomorrow at the press conference. He can keep the belt in front of him. Everything's temporary, man. He knows that. So I'll be taking it back with me on the night. No, and this isn't me just saying it, Sani. Look, I don't normally sell fights by talking shit. My stuff with him is personal, man. But inshallah, again, I'm going to say, I'll destroy this guy, man. I'll take the belt the way I took the first one. I'll take the second one as well.
No, I think you've definitely got a lot of intent, a lot of motivation. I mean, I can sense it the way you talk about this fight. And yeah, fine, you haven't been in the ring for a while. And he's been very, very active. But, there's a lot of intent, I think, behind the words you're saying. And obviously, you mentioned the press conference. And for those of you who are watching, make sure you don't miss that one. That is tomorrow at the Ibaha Social Club. The doors are opening at 2:30, so you do not want to miss that as well, because that, again, will be mayhem. Obviously, this is Mayhem in the Midlands, CSL 9. And obviously, going back to this fight as well, you said, obviously, this is personal. Is it just the rematch, that the fact that this is personal, or is there more to it as well? I mean, we saw,
no, Sani,
for example, everyone's in the gloves are off, but why is it personal?
I'll go down to the core of it, my brother. You know, when the last time I won the fight. You know, alhamdulillah, good preparation. My wife was here. You know, she prepared me well for the fight. Even aftermath of the fight, you know, I got looked after. You know, I got VIP treatment. I got bathed by her and whatnot. You know, I don't get this now. My wife passed away since, and the rematch was meant to be happening about a year and a half ago. But obviously, my brother, look, from what I've been through with my missus passing away, I pretty much I can take that fight. Who'd want to fight a man that's like 10% of what they are today? You know, what were you going to get beating me? So when I told Ali, I said, look, you know, I've got a lot of personal issues. And Ali obviously understood because I know it was a secret. It was all over social media. My missus passed away. And I spoke to Ali. I said, look, you know, I can't take this fight on for this reason. And there was a lot more behind that I don't really feel comfortable talking about on here. Ali understood that, but from Luke Dyson's team, all we heard is he's backed out and he's this and he's that. And to be honest, it didn't really make a difference to me what the fuck they were on about, you know, about him back, you know. I'm ready today, man. Why do they want to talk about what happened before? Let's talk about now. Let's talk about the 2nd of November.
Of course, 2nd of November is definitely going to be fireworks. And I do want to say I'm sorry to hear about your wife as well. It's not nice, but I mean, I guess you will be fighting for her remembrance as well come 2nd November. Obviously, going back to the first fight as well, you did have a TKO stoppage in the 5th round against Luke Dyson. Is that what you're looking for in this fight? I mean, are you looking for a point decision? What are you kind of looking to in this fight?
Sani, look, I'm going to enjoy myself. You know, I don't want to come out there with predictions and say, you know, 4th round, I'm about to take him out. I said in the last fight, I said I'm going to knock him out. I never gave a round and said, right, by the 3rd round, he's getting knocked out. I said, look, at some point in the fight, he's going to get knocked out. We timed that whole round well. I was told to go in hardcore on the last 20 to 10 seconds. And it wasn't even 10 seconds, there were 8 seconds remaining. And you know, I caught him with a good punch. And that just stopped the fight, didn't it? But he don't believe that. I don't know. I don't know what scorecard he's been looking at. He apparently won every round, even the round that he lost, and he won that as well.
Okay, so boxing is always up to opinion. We saw that in the Beterbiev-Bivol fight. Some people said Beterbiev won. Some people said Bivol won. Personally, I had it a draw, but this fight cannot be a draw. That is Nomi Baig versus Luke Dyson too, because it's going to be an absolute barn burner. And one thing I will say is obviously there is a lot of grudge, I'd say, in this match. Bit of needle. Do you have anything of him that you actually respect in terms of his fighting style, for example, or is there anything that you just think, nah, he's just not enough for me?
Sani, look, you know, hats off to the guy. You know, anyone that steps in the ring, I give him a lot of respect. This guy, he's in it every other day. You know, and that you know, that's not me just saying it. That's facts. He's an active fighter. I give him a lot of respect. I give his missus a lot of respect for taking him to every fight. Like, you know, she's there with him 24/7. So for me, I'd say the respect I've got for him is that he's an active fighter. The guy don't back down. No matter who it is, he'll fight. You know, I've seen him fight bigger men. Either way, I'm just going to clarify a fact, bro. That don't pose a threat to me. I'm just saying these are the facts I respect about him. Apart from that, nothing. I don't know him as a person. I don't know him personally. You know, would I shake his hand after the fight? Of course, man. You know, that's it. It started before the ring, it ended in the ring, and that's it. I'm done with it after that.
100%. Two gladiators going to war in the ring, and obviously, like you said, you're gentlemen. You're going to shake hands. You move on from there. But obviously, you did mention one thing with him. He has a lot of power. I think I did see that knockout of his against, I think it was Mr. Hench. Are you not concerned with that? Because obviously Hench himself, he's heavyweight.
Not really. Look, Sani, if you look at the last fight and this fight, there's not much weight difference from the last fight to this fight. And you know, again, I have heard Dyson say a lot about, you know, I wasn't a boxer then. Even then, he had a lot more ring experience than I did. I'd only fought about 19 times back then. This guy was on his 70th fight or something. That's enough time to have some ring IQ. You know what I mean? You don't need to have thousands of fights to get ring IQ. I got that within about 10 fights. So am I concerned about him doing what he did to Tommy Hench? To me, he needs a chance to do that. He won't get that chance. He ain't going to get that chance for me. Of course, you need to watch the first fight, bro.
No, look, he's very, very giddy, I think, Nomi. And before we do end it, I do want to give you, the platform. If you have any messages to send to your friends and family, please do so. And if you have a final message to Luke Dyson as well before the press conference tomorrow, now is the time.
No, so look, you know what it is. I want to keep it nice and civil with the guy. I'm going to be standing in the ring toe to toe with this guy on the 2nd of November. I don't need to give this hype bullshit about, this and that. I know he's on some roids and he starts raging from time to time when he don't get him. But apart from that, I want to give a shout out to my brother Rez. I know he's watching. My other brother Jage, my kids' mum. There are a lot of them, and whoever else is watching, shout out to the lot of you brothers. I'm about to knock the fuck out of this dickhead. Sani, I think that's enough shout outs for me. Do you want one for me as well?
No, I mean, that was enough, to be fair. Colourful language. You know, at the end of the day, it's a big fight. Obviously, it's a big rematch. We're all going to be there. You're going to be there. And like Nomi just said, the press conference is tomorrow at the Baja Social Club in Birmingham. Doors open at 2:30. Of course, the main event, Mayhem in the Midlands, the rematch, the much anticipated rematch between Nomi Baig and Luke Dyson 2 for the Northern Middleweight title will be taking place at the Conference Suite in West Brom, 2nd of November. Doors open at 4 o'clock. You do not want to miss this one. But for now, until next time, peace.
Thank you.